Hello, my name's Sarita and I'm speaking to you today from SolHenge, and I'm here to help you understand the truth about who you are. Now, one of the truths about who you are is that if you want to come into alignment with yourself, you are going to need to be able to speak your truth, whether that's externally or internally. And what I wanted to share with you today was a meditation which is going to help many of you to unblock the energy center at your throat. And I wanted to share this with you because it's a common energy block that I see in many people. It's something that, I've helped people to heal time and time again, especially women, but not limited to women by any means. And the reason that so many of us are blocked in our throat centers, and let me tell you, I was one of those people because I had thyroid cancer. I was completely blocked in my throat center for years and years and years. And I had like a sore throat for about 20 years, So if that's you, or if you're always coughing or clearing your throat, or you can't feel the energy in your body, the chances are you are blocked at your throat. Or if you find that you're a person who really overthinks stuff, or you've got a lot of energy in your head, it might be that you're blocked in your throat chakra and it's stopping your energy from flowing through your body. It's a really common thing, and that's why I wanted to share my understanding of it and a meditation to clear this blockage for you. And in order to understand why so many people are blocked in the throat chakra, you need to understand a little bit about the history of the world. And I'm not a great historian, but I'm going to share with you what I know. So basically, obviously, we are in what I feel is the death throes of the patriarchal society system. Okay, and I don't mean this detrimentally to men in any way, shape or form, but it's a very masculine orientated system which has suppressed women. And what's happening now is that things are changing, and this system was really set up by the indoctrination of religions and just all kinds of stuff like that, where there was a lot of domination over the spirit. And the thing is that before we had this patriarchal system, or this is what I understand, is we had a matriarchal system. And as far as I'm aware, within that matriarchal system, it was out of balance as well. Because, and I could be completely wrong, because obviously our history is limited and this is only my perspective. But what I think happened was that the matriarchal system, which was run by feminine energy and women, was out of balance as well. And the men were suppressed in that system. So we had the matriarchal system, and then that fell and the patriarchal system came up. And in the patriarchal system, intuition and feminine wisdom, and that's feminine wisdom, within a man as well, was suppressed and crushed and dominated. And you really see this in religion because it's all about disempowering people and not allowing, that sort of psychic, intuitive energy to flow. And this was really shown to us in, the witch trials, in the burning at the stake, of, I think, millions of women. And there were also, let me tell you, many men that were killed as well for either helping women or being intuitive, being wizardy or being, shamanically orientated, or, any kind of healing arts that involved energy was suppressed and repressed and dominated. And for hundreds of years, I don't know exactly what happened, but people were killed. So basically women were burnt at the stake. And then what happened after this era was that as women, predominantly women, or it's not limited to women, but as they were being born, they were suppressing their own children. So if as a child you showed any psychic abilities or intuition, or even, let me tell you, imagination, anything like, little kids playing with an imaginary friend or anything like that, your own mother or parents would suppress you to keep you safe so that you weren't killed. And what happened was this suppression was handed down for thousands of years. And what happened was we blocked our ability to speak our own truth and be who we really are. Because what we're finding out now with quantum physics is that we are 96% energy, and all of that sixth sense and intuitive skills and everything is natural to us. And it's particularly natural to women. It's something that women sort of inherently have. And there are a lot of men that have intuitive abilities as well, but it's predominantly something that has been sort of the playground of that feminine energy, if you like. So basically, it stopped us from speaking our truths until it became normal that we did not speak our truth. And this is what's been happening with our conditioned beliefs, which are based in fear. We are scared to say, to express, to be who we are, because that deep-seated fear is that we're going to be killed, and our kind of modern fear is that we won't be loved and accepted if we're a bit strange. And so what happens is in order to allow energy and your truth to come up and flow within you and become, in order to let go of that fear, to express yourself fully as who you are, you need to be aware if you have any kind of energetic blockages in your throat. And as I said, it's just something I see again and again and again. And it's a really great blockage to clear, because what happens is that as you clear these blockages, you really come into your sovereignty. You let go of caring what anybody thinks about you. You let go of that fear around expressing your true feelings. Because often we're in relationships with people and we're too scared to tell them how we feel in case they won't love us anymore. We're too scared to act how we actually are in our communities in case people, ostracize us or won't speak to us again, because, in ancient times, that was death. So we really have a lot of these fears. And as I said, what's happening now, the matriarchal system's gone, the patriarchal system is dying, and we're coming into this beautiful balance where men and women are all going to come into harmony with one another. And in every male, they're going to be allowed to express their masculine and their feminine sides. And we see this with, all the acceptance around, gender fluidity and things like that. And then the females are going to be allowed to have their masculine energy and their feminine energy. So we're just coming into this really beautiful and divine balance. And this is what the vibration of moving into the fifth dimension is all about. It's all about coming into your heart center without judgment around anything. And we needed to experience this patriarchal system, and we needed to experience the matriarchal system before it, in order to understand that the way through is through balance and harmony of both the masculine and the feminine energies. So that's my take on why people are blocked in their throat chakras. And yeah, it's a really interesting and worthwhile thing to do to unblock your throat chakra. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you through a really simple technique that you can do if you feel that you are blocked in this chakra. And for all intents and purposes today, we're doing the throat, but you can use this technique for any of your chakras. So if you, so you know that you're having problems with your throat, if you've got physical, illnesses in your throat, or you're scared to speak, your thoughts or anything like that, but you could use this meditation, this process, for any other energy center in your body. So if your heart hurts, if you've got heart problems, high or low blood pressure or anything like that, or if you have, if you have that kind of heart pain because you're broken hearted, then you could use it for that center. Or if you've got stomach issues, if you've always got problems going on, and any kind of stomach illness or disease, then it's the stomach center that you need to clear, and that's the seat of the I am. Similarly, it just goes on. So basically you can use this for any energy center in your body, but for today we're going to do the throat center. So, and this is really important, you know, if you want to manifest or anything like that, you need to get your centers clear, particularly your truth center, you know, because you can't manifest from alignment if you can't even speak your truth to yourself. It's really important. Okay, so this is how the meditation is going to go. What you're going to do is you're going to start with your awareness in your head, because that's something we're all really used to, and we're just going to feel what it is to have our awareness in our heads. And then we're going to drop our awareness to our throat center. And sometimes it's easy for people to imagine that they've got two eyes in their brain and they drop those eyes into their throat center. So it's like they're looking out with this awareness from the throat center, and you'll be able to feel quite quickly what's going on with your throat. So you're going to drop your awareness into your throat, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to encourage you to just imagine that you are breathing with that center as if it was a lung. So you're breathing in and expanding, breathing out and contracting like this, and you're filling that energy center with your breath. And then what we're going to do is we're going to imagine that that breath is a white divine healing light, and we're just going to breathe that breath more and more and more, and this is going to just like loosen it up if you've got any blockages. And then what we're going to do is we're going to let that sort of pause, and we're going to begin to imagine that we are breathing through the throat center forwards and backwards in a lemniscatic form, which is the figure of 8. Okay, and I use this form a lot because it's powerful. And you're going to imagine that the knot of the 8 is in your throat. So you've got one loop in the front and one loop in the back, and you slow your breath down, and you're using your breath to breathe that energy through. And if you can, I'm going to get you to imagine that that energy, that light, that breath you're breathing through your throat is blue. And this is because the energy center of your throat is a blue color, and you need to try and imagine whatever you want, but I try and go for a sky blue color. But what may happen, as I've explained before, is that this is your meditation, and you might see loads of other stuff or want to do it in a different way. So if you want to breathe green light through your throat, or red light, or no light, or you see stars going through your throat, then do that, because once you kind of drop out of your head brain, you get into an alpha brainwave state, and your intuition kicks in. And your intuition, you know, your light body, your soul knows much better than me what you need in terms of unblocking things and energy work. So trust your intuition. You're a sovereign being. Trust yourself, because you are always going to be right in 100% of the cases, okay? So you're going to breathe that light through your throat chakra. And you might see all kinds of things. So you might see that it's murky, or it might feel constricted, or sometimes the blue light might have black bits in it and they clear as you're starting to breathe. So whatever happens to you, just notice it. It's really interesting. And that's it. That's the technique. It's really simple to do. And if you have got a blocked energy center, what I suggest you do is you just do this technique every single day until it starts to unblock. And I did this with a couple of my students this morning, and they both started to feel a little bit emotional when they started to concentrate on their throats. Because I think the whole thing is if you're blocked in a chakra, you're trying not to feel it. That's why it's expressing itself in a cough, or a tickly throat, or a sore throat in my case, or cancer, you know, however it's expressing itself, because you're not expressing the emotions in it. So it's like with energy, any energy center. One of the students started to feel really sad, and they actually felt as if they were being strangled. So that might have been a kind of, you know, energetic form of a memory, a past life memory coming up. So whatever you feel is fine. Just know that you're safe, and that breathing through that center is eventually going to clear it. Have that faith and that trust that your body knows what it's doing. Okay. So without speaking anymore, what we're going to do is we're going to do the meditation. So I want you to take a breath in and a breath out. And as always, if you can, do this meditation sitting up, unless you are constrained by injury. And you're shutting your eyes. And in the darkness, you are just going to begin to feel your breath. Just giving your breath your attention. You're not changing your breath in any way. You're just following it on its path and allowing it to let you land in your body. The breath, conscious awareness. And just having an understanding here that your breath is a healing tool which you have access to in any given moment. And so what I want you to do now is just come into an awareness of where your consciousness is inside your head. So just feeling that your awareness is in your head. Just feeling it, noticing it. And what you're going to do now is you're going to set your intention to heal, cleanse and clear the energy center at your throat. So just setting that intention for yourself. And you're going to drop your awareness now from your head brain down your body, until it lands in your throat center. And if it helps you, imagine that there's a pair of eyes in your brain and they are dropping down into your throat. And just feeling what it is to have landed in your throat center. And now you are going to begin to breathe into this center as if it were a lung. So as you breathe into this center, feeling this center expanding, breathing in and filling this center with your breath, breathing out and relaxing. Breathing in and filling this center. Feeling it expand with every breath. Bringing all of your focused awareness to filling this center with your breath. And just noticing how your throat center feels. And now you are going to imagine that this breath is a white, divine, healing light. So you're breathing in this light and filling up your entire throat. Feeling that light touching all of the energy in your whole throat center. Allowing that white light to expand this center, to melt and merge with everything in the center. Slowing your breath down. And feeling how it feels with this light. And now you're going to let that breath go. And you're going to begin to breathe in lemniscatic form. That's the figure of 8, an eternity symbol. Through your throat center, forwards and backwards, with the knot of the 8 in the middle of your throat. And so you're breathing your breath through the throat in this beautiful figure of 8. And the figure of 8 is becoming blue light. So using your breath, your will, and your imagination to move this energy forwards and backwards through your throat. Feeling how the flow of energy is affecting you, cleansing, clearing, and healing. And just noticing how it feels to breathe through your throat. Just observing the changes, the sensation of this flow of energy. And taking a few more breaths, finding a natural pause, and coming back into the room and opening your eyes. So hopefully you felt some things going on there or saw some things. And it's just really interesting to note for yourself, observe what you felt during this meditation. And, you know, try it every day for a week and notice what the changes are. And then notice how you begin to respond to those changes in your everyday life. You know, how do you begin to speak differently? Are you speaking to yourself differently? What is your truth when you are coming from a cleared throat energy center? So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. And if you like this video, then please subscribe. And otherwise, sending you so many blessings. Thanks for listening.